As Florida governor in year one, I will push for the first of its kind OnlyFans sin tax. If you are a so-called OnlyFans creator in Florida, you are going to pay 50% to the state on whatever you so-called earn via that online degeneracy platform.
A society that refuses to draw moral lines doesn't stay neutral. It slowly drifts, guided not by wisdom, but by whatever pays the most. When we stop asking what should be discouraged, we quietly decide that everything is acceptable. And that decision never lands evenly. It lands on families first, on children next, and on the culture last. This conversation matters because it helps you make sense of what you're seeing and gives you language, clarity, and grounding in a moment where confusion is being normalized. Welcome back to Family Still Matters. This channel exists to slow conversations down, to move past reaction, and help families, parents, and believers think clearly about the world we're handing to the next generation. If you've ever felt uneasy about the direction of culture, but struggled to explain why, this conversation is for you. I'm asking you to stay with me through this, not to agree, but to thoughtfully consider. This message is for thoughtful adults, parents, believers, and leaders. Anyone who understands that culture doesn't form itself. It's formed by what we tolerate and what we challenge. This is not about attacking individuals, and it's not about political tribalism. It's about helping you think clearly so you can lead your family wisely and speak with confidence instead of frustration. What we normalize today becomes the water our children swim in tomorrow. Online sexual economies don't just affect those who participate. They shape expectations, they influence aspiration, they quietly teach young people what success looks like. They affect marriages, they weaken intimacy, they blur moral lines that used to be clear. Understanding this helps you see why these issues keep showing up in homes, classrooms, and relationships, and why ignoring them doesn't protect anyone. Recently, a Florida gubernatorial candidate proposed a 50% state sin tax on OnlyFans income. Some immediately dismissed it as a gimmick. Others said it wouldn't raise meaningful revenue. Many argued that creators would simply leave the state. But those reactions missed what was actually being said. This proposal was never about money. It was about deterrence. Sin taxes have always worked this way. They exist to slow behavior, not to pretend it will disappear. They introduce pause. They create friction. We accept this logic with cigarettes, with alcohol, with gambling. No one says, people still smoke, so let's remove the tax. This matters because deterrence protects people at the margins, especially young people who are still forming their values and decisions. The question isn't perfection. The question is direction. Most OnlyFans creators are not wealthy. They are not mobile, and they are not insulated. And more importantly, this policy isn't aimed at the small group already at the top. It affects the next wave, the ones watching, the ones considering it, the ones being recruited. Understanding this helps parents recognize how culture shapes opportunity. When profit margins shrink, recruitment slows. When glamour fades, fewer young women step forward. That's where deterrence quietly protects. Law always teaches. Law always teaches This proposal to impose a sin tax on OnlyFans workers says something very specific. We do not want young women seeing this as inspiration. OnlyFans is not inspirational. We do not want monetized sexuality treated as morally neutral, because it isn't. We do not want to pretend there are no downstream effects on families, men, and children as a result of OnlyFans. That signal matters even if the policy is imperfect. Recognizing this helps you understand why boundaries, personal and societal, still matter in shaping healthy communities. This is not merely about individual choices. This is a system, one that profits from disordered sexual desire, from lust separated from commitment, from perverted appetites that distort intimacy and identity, and it normalizes those desires for the next generation. Seeing this clearly helps you explain why something can be legal yet still harmful, and why silence is not the same as wisdom. Scripture gives us clarity here. All things are lawful for me, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be dominated by anything. That is 1 Corinthians 6 and 12. Freedom without wisdom does not lead to life. It leads to bondage. So here's the question I want you to consider and talk about. If a policy slows recruitment, draws a moral boundary, and discourages harmful behavior at the margins, shouldn't we at least be willing to examine it seriously? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective matters in shaping healthier conversations. And the question is, should we consider having a sin tax to deter this type of behavior? I'm Deborah. This is Family Still Matters. And these conversations matter because the future is watching what we do now. May God richly bless you. And I hope that you are understanding. I come on here, I'm not going to bring you no flimsy content. I want you to think. I want you to probe. I want you to inquire and do something more than be entertained when you come on my channel. I want you to be informed. I want you to walk away from here with growth, refinement, and knowledge. May God richly bless you. I look forward to seeing you next week.